Hey, what's up? I'm the only one here now, I guess. Everybody ditched me. Left me hanging. Oh, Joey's alive.
Just
Twist.
Eva's
sneaking in.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. Oh, sweet. So welcome. Hello. Yeah, we're just going to dive into it because I've realized 15 minutes is not a lot of time to get through all the questions and things like that. So as you pop on, say hello, and if you have questions, fire them away, and we'll get to this. So we've got a road tripper out there. Laura, be safe. You're driving to Tennessee, I believe, and your question was being healthy and active on the go. So this road trip came up, and you had that question. So how to be active and healthy on the go? You want to throw out in top of the mind what to do?
I always plan ahead, and when I'm traveling, if I'm going to be staying in hotels, I always check out the hotel first prior to see if they have a fitness center. And even if they don't, there's plenty of body weight exercises you can do. And you could bring a band. They're lightweight. You can put them in your backpack. They don't weigh anything extra. And I always plan to have my workouts in the morning because when you're traveling and you get busy during the day, sometimes it's too hard to get it in. And there's always an excuse at the end of the day not to do it. So even if you're sharing a hotel room with someone, you can get up early.
With kids,
do it in the morning. Or if you're out walking around doing trails, you can pick up rocks, you can squat. There's all kinds of things you could do.
Knowing you have kids, I would say if you did a little research and kind of jumped on ahead of the time, you know you're going to have to make bathroom breaks. You know you're going to have to get kids out and play and move. So are there parks? Are there, trails you guys can go explore? Just to take a half hour, an hour break, or have some lunch, whatever that you can throw in the mix on your way out there, and then you're kind of seeing the country on your road trip as well. So stay active by looking for trails and parks and playgrounds to get out to stretch your kids' legs, and also shake your legs out and do some calisthenic bodyweight type stuff while you're out there. So eating healthy, planning, and knowing that you're not going to be giving yourself some grace so that you know you're not going to be have the perfect scenario for food options. So give yourself some grace, knowing that you don't have the best options, and don't beat yourself up. Plan as much as you can, pack and bring stuff with you, but also make the best choices you can when you have to be a victim of your environment in restaurants and things like that. So what else we got? Anything?
You took my thing about walking when you go to the bathroom. But otherwise, just try to pick the healthy food options. I know when you stop at food places, they usually don't have the best, but you can always find fruit. And
truck stops don't have healthy options?
Yeah.
Yeah, do your best.
Hopefully, though, there's fruit and somewhat healthy options to
pick
from.
Yeah, I'm making a point to just, hey, there's Laura. What's up? We're answering your question. Thanks for joining, Laura, Katie, Heather. Yeah, Laura, just make a point to maybe every time you have to stop, 3 sets of 30 squats and this many push-ups, this many jacks, whatever, just to kind of get the blood flowing from sitting around and make the best choices you can. So, burpees.
We love burpees.
Burpees for each mile you drive, 1 burpee. How's that?
That's a lot.
Don't go too far.
Yeah.
Okay, next I'm just going to run down my list here. More out of running. So, Joe Ramirez, I just saw you ran. He's not even on Facebook, but he'll catch it on the YouTube. Joe Ramirez, getting more out of running. I'm going to start this question. If anybody else has more to add in, then go for it. But if you're just running, I guess it comes back to the goal. So whether you're Joe and you're looking for more performance, or I'll make up a name, Sally, looking for more fitness and fat loss, what is the purpose of that? So if it's, are you training for a specific event, or are you looking for, you know, more fitness and fat loss? So regardless of the goal, the high intensity piece is going to be crucial. So are you doing intervals with those running for performance based? It's to get faster. For for fat loss and fitness, it's to spike the heart rate and to bring it back down. Spike the heart rate, bring it back down, stimulate the strength in the muscles, and that'll stimulate fat loss better as well. So definitely, if I'm just going to throw it out there, if someone's training for a 5K, then if you're running 3 miles a day, every single day, you may get faster because you haven't been running, but once you kind of build up that base, you're not going to get faster by running the same pace more. You have to move faster. So to get faster, it's leg turnover, and putting power into that. So let me gather my thoughts. So intervals, leg speed, shorter, faster strides for fat loss, for performance. Hills, intervals, track workouts. I just did, some of you saw a 10 by 400 on the track this past week. That was not fun because I have been off track and consistent a little bit, so inconsistent. So intervals on the track, hill repeats, tempo gets a little more into the endurance side of things. So if you're training for more of a race, I would recommend more tempo stuff. But regardless, intervals and speed workout. So 400 repeats on a track or a classic workout. You can pick a gradual hill and run longer. So it might be a 2-3 minute interval up a longer hill that's not as steep, or you could do shorter, steeper hill sprints to mix that up. So, but regardless, change speed. Don't always run the same speed. That's kind of at its basic level. I can definitely coach you through more specific pacing and speed and training when it comes to running. So run faster by turning those legs over faster. So I hope that helped out. Question. This one kind of stemmed off of last week. So in a late question from last week based, so how to get your household on board with eating healthy. I got a quote. I'm going to start with a quote. I took a picture of it. It's from the great Jack LaLanne, a classic fitness pioneer. He said, If you want to change somebody, don't preach to him. Set an example and shut up. That's Jack LaLanne. So I'd say the humility of it. You guys go.
Go ahead. I already rambled on about that last week and what I do. So
Getting the household to change.
don't buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't buy it.
Just don't buy it. Don't have it around, because then you'll be more susceptible to eating it, and they'll choose that. The kids will choose that because it's easier, and that's what they always know to go for. So.
I think with kids, it's easier. It might be a little more of a battle, but it's easier with kids because you're buying the food, you're the parent, and it might suck for a little while because they're whining and they want their sugary, sweet, processed, whatever. But if you're setting the example of that, you're buying the food and you're not bringing it in, then that tide will change and those kids will come around and eat better. We had chicken salad last night. Sadie had tomatoes, lettuce. It was all separated on the plate. She doesn't want it mixed up, which I'm sure a lot of parents can relate to. But so she had carrots, celery, lettuce, tomatoes, and she loves mustard. She didn't have mustard on this one, but she loves vinegar. So she had balsamic vinegar and just dipped her veggies in that broccoli. She had broccoli as well, and she ate everything on her plate. So it's exposing the kids to the food and not bringing in the junk, or if if it is a healthier-ish processed food, then using that as a treat in the sometimes food. So if it's a spouse, then it might be a different story. Sometimes we've had spouses that are just completely against their spouse, you getting healthy. So, in that case, if they're, intentionally trying to like push back against your drive to get healthy, then the more you talk and the more you try and convince them, the more it's probably pushing them away. So be humble. Like Jack LaLanne said, shut up and be the example. And over time, I'm pretty sure that tide will turn. If you stay strong and stay connected to a good support group, like the Fit Soldier family, then you will, they're going to see that change in you. They're going to see your attitude change. They're going to see your health change, your weight change, your clothes fitting different. They're going to be like, dang, my spouse is looking pretty fine right now, and I want to be a part of that. So be the example, especially with that too.
Another tip that a nutritionist at Children's Hospital had told me a long time ago is don't make separate meals for your family.
Yep.
You all eat the same thing, and whether your child or your spouse may not eat at that moment, eventually they will. They will not serve themselves.
Yeah, exactly. We have a client, Aaron Ross, who is a feeding specialist, said the same thing. Your kids aren't going to starve themselves, so if they sit there with a salad in front of them 3 nights in a row for dinner, they're going to end up eating it eventually. So definitely don't make separate meals.
Because then they learn to like more food.
Our daughter, when she was 2, I said, Sadie, if you don't like it, this is what we're having for dinner. We're not going to make anything else. And she would start to eat her food by the end of she'd take her time and kind of poke at it for a while. Braden last night, the struggle is real, So if it's not in front of them, they're never going to eat it. So if you're not eating vegetables, they're not going to eat vegetables. So get it in front of them, and they'll give them time. So be patient, be humble, be the example, and things will turn. So a couple more minutes real quick. We'll fly through this one. Best carb options, and then we'll see if we get to the second part of this. Can you possibly have too much protein? So I'm pretty sure Heidi's referring to starchy carb options. So your best starchy carb options.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
That's my go-to.
As far as carbs, if you're gonna choose bread, make sure it's good, wheat, healthy bread, not refined.
100% whole wheat, not mixed with other flours. If you're going bread options, I'm a fan of sprouted grain breads, whether it's Ezekiel or something else. So that's a processed carb. So that would be an option there. Obviously, your veggies veggies and fruits are carbohydrates. By the way, I know that's a myth that some people buy into. That carbs are only the grains. Veggies and fruits carry carbs. They're very fibrous, lots of fluids. So
They break down in sugar.
they still break down. So definitely veggies. But if we're looking at grains, as whole as possible, as we always say, with your proteins, your carbs, your fats, as whole as possible. So if I'm looking at whole wheat pasta versus brown rice, white rice, quinoa, steel-cut oats, the latter are all actual whole grains. You probably have to rinse them, soak them, cook them. Yes, you have to cook the pasta, but it's a processed grain into a pasta. You don't see pasta growing in the wild. So your grains are seeds of grasses, and the grains, the whole grains, 100% whole grains are the grains you want to lean towards. So a cupped hand is what I would recommend as a serving size. So that's this, not this, okay? So it's not a majority of your meal if you're going for it. If you're going back for seconds because you're still hungry, go back to vegetables first, go back to the protein first before you go back to the rice, the carbs, and the starchy stuff. So, yeah. Any other awesome grain options? Your lentils, your beans, those kind of things are going to be better options as well. So, I think that's it for now. Heidi, we'll get to your too much protein question next week, and we'll chat with you throughout the week, and we'll cover it next week. So, that is all for now. Till next time, eat good, feel good, and adios. Peace.
No, that isn't that love.
Oh, I love
I knew this.
it.